Pascal, what do we learn in this new exhibition in Paris about Hilma of Klint? Because there were recently one in Bilbao, and of course a 2018 in New York. So what's new here? What have you learned?
Now after a first moment, it was a rediscovery, a moment of redistribution of the importance of Hilma of Klint in the modernist panorama, the historiography of abstraction above all. She was an inventor of abstraction in dialogue with Kandinsky, Mondrian, Malevich. Düsseldorf made an exhibition with the dialogue between Kandinsky and Hilma of Klint. The Tate Modern made an exhibition focusing the dialogue on Mondrian and Hilma of Klint. So it was the first step to replace Hilma of Klint in the panorama of avant-gardism. But I think that now we are entering in a new period. It's time to reconsider the context, the visual context of the production of that so disruptive painting. There is no equivalent. She's painting the series we see here, Chaos Primordial, in the end of the year 1906. At that moment, Kandinsky was a Fauvist artist. So it's a totally different, disruptive vocabulary. And I think that that so strong novelty has to be explained. So explained with a contextualization. We have here a Wunderkammer, a cabinet of curiosity, mixing all the visual influences, for example, vernacular, folkloric,
Art and craft.
But also occultism, scientific experiment, chromatic experiment. So she's mixing high and low, scientific culture, popular culture, and she's producing with that a combination totally innovative. So we want here to contextualize more the visual imaginary of Hilma of Klint.
And we learn also about her sexuality, which was a taboo,
Yes.
and which has a real influence on her production, right?
It's another new step in the understanding of the vocabulary, the imagination of the artist. Hilma of Klint was member of the Theosophy. She was convinced that the first original being was an androgyne, and in contradiction with the Darwinian evolutionism, she was obsessed by an evolution to spiritual new steps, to recover the androgyny, the idea of a binarity, masculine, feminine, but combining in a third gender. For example, here we have a typical example of that.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the very first series of the Temple series. It's called Primordial Chaos. It's a panorama of the formation of the world, the creation of the world. But you have here, in the very primitive form, an ammonite, but it's also a form, a sacred geometry, the spiral. You have the yellow, you have the blue.
The yellow is?
So the yellow is the masculine color, the blue is the feminine. You mix blue and yellow, and you have green, and the green is the third gender.
And so it's a codification of a vocabulary.
It's a total codification, but very free codification, because in that painting it's possible that the blue means the masculine aspect and the yellow the feminine, and in another you have the contrary. So she's what we called gender fluid, totally gender fluid.
We call now.
Yes, now. But it's important because now we are reconsidering with new material elements, the life, the personal life of Hilma af Klint. And after the biography by Julia Vos, it was the first tape. It was published very recently in 2020. So it's very recent. We have few first elements of the private life of Hilma af Klint, but now, for example, in the catalogue, we will have a contribution by Kurt Almquist called Hilma af Klint, Queer Prophet, and it's a manifest to understand how her own sexuality, she was lesbian, and it's new. We have new elements for that. Was very influential in the global imaginary of all that series. For example, Eros. We have the second series of the series Temple here.
Yes.
We have that dialogue. It's a pink, a skin pink. It's very sensual. So you have a lot of sensuality, but also in dialogue with Vestal and Asket. Asket, it's the Swedish name of ascetism. So it's puritanism. You know, the fear of desire, but desire here totally expanding in the liberty of the
infinite.
line of the infinite.
And she's guided by the angels.
Yes. So it's also a new manner to understand not the modernity of Hilma af Klint, but the contemporary aspect of her work. Here we have a typical example. We know now that first painting of the series was painted by Anna Cassel, one member of the group. She was not painted. It was not painted by Hilma, but by Anna. It was a collective and collaborative work.
At the beginning.
At the beginning. So it's not signed. You have no reference to an author. It's a dissolution of the author in the collectivity. It's a singular collectivity. It's a feminine collective. So it's very interesting. You know, it's contrasting with the traditional model of genius, masculine genius in the art world. So she was counterparting with a collective feminine aspect.
So this is also very contemporary.
Very contemporary.
Bon, merci beaucoup.